guys doing today? Welcome to Sekou Style. As you already know, enlightening and empowering, one video at a time. So today we're gonna be talking about 5 important things you should be doing this summer to keep your child or your children sharp. Alright? Are you ready for this discussion? Alright, before we dive into the discussion, you already know what to do. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're already part of the family, you know what to do. You need to like, subscribe, share the video so we can get more people like you, wonderful people, to come to this channel and we could share some good things together. That being said, now let's dive into today's discussion. All right, today I'm going to be talking about 5 important education things that children can do during the summer break that will keep them, sharp, keep them into the vibe. But I want to just discuss why these things are important before we get into the countdown of these things. They're important, why they're important, especially for my community. Most of my video, I try to focus on my people, my African people in the diaspora especially. This is important for us because most of the time, obviously, as research has shown that, the percentage of children that are left behind during summer is usually around 30 to 35%. It varies, but majority of that, or actually it's about 20 to 30%, it varies. But majority of that is people of color. Now, Africans, we are part of that. And our children are left behind during the summertime because we are, most of the time, again, not to our fault, most of the time, summertime, we perceive summer as the fun-loving time where every children could have fun, stay on their video game, go to bed late, do whatever they want. It's like they already did the school thing and now just no more school stuff and they should just relax and have a good time, to our own detriment. So before, again, using that backdrop, this is why I wanted to give you 5 things that our children, we should be doing with our children during this summer or any other summer to make sure that they are not left behind academically. When they go back to school, they are on top of the schoolwork, it's like they never left. Or they go back even rejuvenated and ready to go. Because summer is supposed to be resting and fun, but not forgetting what you have learned. If anything, sharpening it up, taking 1 or 2 things so that when you get there, when you get back in school, you know what to do. So let's get into this 5 things. Now, are you ready? Are you ready to understand these 5 things? Let's get into it. 1, read books. Again, reading is fundamental to everything that the kids do. Summertime, yes, summer is meant to have fun, but still, we need to make sure that our children are reading. That means, even if you make it a game, you tell your kids, hey, if you read, let's say 2 books or 3 books, I'll give you $50. Or that's a lot of money. But maybe you say, depending on the age group, you could say something like, every little book that you read, I'll give you $1 or $3 for a book. To them, the children, they think, oh my God, my parents are silly, you're gonna eat all their money, but you are keeping them, what? Busy reading, keeping them sharp. So you have to make sure that, you encourage these kids to really read and read varieties of books. Not just, fiction, non-fiction. It has to be a variety of books, not just, one set of books, let's say fictional books that they like. No, you have to push them outside their comfort zone. You make reading something habitual for them, right? You make it fun. Also, you could say, you already have a summer plan. Let's say you guys want to go to one of these theme parks during the summer. You say, hey, if you read 3 books by this day, we're going to be going to the theme park. Are you ready for it? That excitement comes in. And you're gonna buy them ice cream on the weekend. Hey, whoever reads X, Y, and Z, I will give you your flavor ice cream. You see, so you entice them so that they could read, right? That's number 1. Reading is very, 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 very important. get some books so your kids could read during the summer so they won't forget. And they'll also bring in summer reading lists from their schools. Most of the kids will do. So you make sure that they are reading. Make sure that happens, right? Number two is you have to do puzzles with them, play games, puzzle games, not just being on their laptops or tablets or whatever they have at home or watching TV. Do some puzzles. If they want to be on the laptop, okay, before you get on your tablet, we have to play this Sudoku. Let's say that's one game. Make them think, because these puzzle games could be family games. It just could be a fun game. The people who know how to play Scrabbles, different board games, or puzzle games. Like you have to look at fun, maybe if your kid is into numbers, like fun numbers games, right? You different kind of games that you could play with them and just keep them entertained, keep them focused, keep them, into that atmosphere so their brain is actually still working, it's not dormant, right? So the things that they are learning, their mind is getting sharp, right? These games will do that. And if you just Google them, like children games, can, depending on the age group, what kind of puzzle games that you could play with your kids. It's just fun, it's really fun, and you could make it fun. And again, give them an incentive, like me and you are gonna be playing. So instead of saying, oh, it's summertime, I have to make all the money in the world, you make that little time so that you and your kid could really play, some of these things. Also, another thing, number 3, volunteerism. It's the time to start teaching your kids that, we could do volunteer activities in the neighborhood. Make them a better citizens. Volunteer to go to clubs, meaning let's say there's a organization that distribute food in the neighborhood to the hungry, the needy. You volunteer your time with your child on the Saturday, on the Sunday, the day you're not working. You go help see them do community service. You yourself, you get involved. Or even your local baseball team or your local soccer team. You volunteer with them to go, teach the kids or do other things while they are seeing you participate in volunteer activity. You are encouraging them to become better citizens so that they could volunteer as well. Get involved in the community so they could learn different skills. They could learn how to interact with different people from different backgrounds. They could learn how to communicate with people and all these great things through volunteerism, right? Leadership. Also, number 4, right? Number 4, you need to really encourage them, right? You need to encourage them to do what? You encourage them to explore different things. You really need to encourage them to learn how to go out there, be very active, explore the nature, get around, go hiking, buy them a bike if necessary, go around the park, go fishing, things that you usually don't do. It's summer, go out there, go have fun. Let them see the nature. Let them just leave that comfort of oh my God, we have to be in the house, Roblox, playing all these video games and stuff like that. Take them out. Take them out. Let them go interact with nature. Let them go see something, outdoor. Go walk with them. Buy them ice cream. You guys just take a walk around the neighborhood. You don't have to go let's say out of state and no, just take maybe 2-3 blocks walk, 3-4-5 blocks, go to the park, come back. So that exploring, ask them questions, talk to them about the nature, what they are doing, right? That's number 4. Now number 5 is also within that exploration range, which is new skills. You need to make them learn new skills. This is very important because as you explore, you're trying to teach your kids about something new, right? This could be anything from, playing music, an instrument. You want to know who your child is or your children's are. So you teach them new skills. How can you teach them new skills? You have to explore them to see, what they know, what they don't know, what they're curious about. So you could be that person, that father or that mother, that guardians to kind of lead them to, do that. So guys, those are some of the things that you could really do this summer to make sure that your child or your children are not left back. Because if you do these things, honestly, read books, right? Do puzzle with the kids, learn new skills, volunteer activity in the community, explore in the neighborhood. 5 things. I mean, this is not the most exhaustive list, but these 5 things kind of try to bring a bigger picture. Doing this for your children will make sure that they are sharp during the summer. They are not just dormant. They are not part of the statistic, because the statistic actually is not fun, to be honest with you. And most of these statistics impact low-income neighborhood. It says one study by the National Summer Learning Association found that 20% of all children lose ground academically during the summer month. At this number is even higher for low-income children, which is about 35%, and children of color is 30%. This study also found that children with disability are more likely to lose ground academically during the summer than children without disability, which is 25% versus 15% when they compare children with disability versus children without disability. So there are a number of factors that contribute to that, summer learning loss. This include, again, lack of access to education resources, but again, things that I just told you, you could make sure that you have access to education resources. Books, there are libraries all over the place. Lack of parental involvement. Again, this is the most important part, because especially in my community, I know I can't talk of every community, but most of the time, not to our parents, because our parents, not to blame anybody, I know you guys have to go look for money. You need to look for money to feed your kids, but also we need to get involved in our kids' activities, right? And some of the reason why is lack of parental involvement. If the parents are not there to take care of the kids, guess what happens? The kid's gonna be raised by the TV and the street, right? Poverty, discrimination. Poverty is another thing. Again, parents, unfortunately, not everyone has the means. But again, poverty cannot be an excuse for you to leave your children in the back. There are a lot of great resources in New York City. Comment below if you need some resources. I will be more than happy to provide you with most of the free resources that you could utilize for this summer, so that your children are not left back, right? That being said, thank you so much for, watching. Hopefully you like this stuff. This is something new. We're trying to branch out because I'm passionate about children. I'm passionate about their learning. I'm passionate about our community not being left back. Statistics, the numbers really don't lie as much. And like when you look at 25 to 30% of our children are left back, and we could all be part of the people who could make this progress by coming out here and sharing what we do with our children. I have a daughter and I do these things with her. Make sure that she's reading every day. Make sure that, I'm taking her out during the summer month. Make sure that she's doing volunteer activities. I'm taking her there as well. Make sure that, we're doing puzzles. Make sure that we are exploring the community. We're exploring New York City, especially some of us who are in New York City. The city is vibrant. The city has a lot of free activities. The city has a lot of things to be explored. We are in New York, but we don't even know New York. And there's a lot of free stuff going on in New York City that you could take advantage to make sure that the children are learning during the summer month. There are a lot of museum and libraries and zoos that will give you little to discounted prices and stuff like that. Take advantage of it. Go there, explore with your child. Make sure, or your children, make sure that they are not left behind during this summertime while you are also having fun and building bond with your kids. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and love. Make sure you share my videos.